Dark Truth Files presents America's Town That Burns Forever. In the heart of Pennsylvania lies a quiet town, but beneath its streets, a fire still rages. Beneath cracked roads and collapsing homes, flames have been burning, unseen, for over 60 years. Deaths, the earth breathes smoke. The air poisons those who stay too long, and yet a few refuse to leave.
Would you dare to stay? Or would you run before it's too late?
Before the flames, there was life. Centralia was once a proud, thriving mining town, a tight-knit community where families laughed, children played, and coal miners dug deep into the earth to feed their families and fuel America. Tree-lined streets echoed with footsteps and voices, the smell of bread from kitchens mixed with the faint dust of coal. To those who lived there, it was more than a town, it was home. But beneath their feet, something was waiting. Then it began. A fire sparked in the mine below, small at first, almost invisible. But it found a seam of coal, and it grew. Flames snaked through the underground tunnels. The ground began to crack. Smoke seeped from the earth, and the air turned toxic. The town's quiet streets became a battlefield between man and fire, and the fire was winning. What no one realized was how deep the fire ran. Beneath the surface, a vast labyrinth of coal veins stretched like a black spiderweb, feeding the flames. Every crack, every tunnel became a fuse. The earth itself was now a ticking time bomb. Above ground, people saw only smoke and smelled sulfur. But below, the fire raged, hotter, faster, hungry. Then, the town began to choke. Smoke poured from sidewalks and backyards. Sulfur filled the air, stinging eyes and lungs. Cracks split open across roads and lawns, glowing with embers deep inside. People coughed. Pets fled. Yards collapsed into fiery pits. The ground was no longer solid. It hissed, it breathed, it burned. Centralia was no longer just a town. It had become a war. What they couldn't see was even deadlier. Carbon monoxide seeped through bedroom walls. Invisible, silent, deadly. People grew dizzy, some collapsed, and some never woke up. Even children's breath became shallow, their skin pale, as the poison crept through the air.
The fire was no longer just below them. It was inside their lungs.
By the 1980s, the fire still raged, unstoppable. The government finally admitted defeat. Centralia was declared uninhabitable. Families packed their lives into boxes. Homes were boarded up, then bulldozed into dust. Streets once filled with laughter echoed only with the sound of demolition. The town was condemned. And yet, even then, some refused to leave. A few simply stayed. They defied the warnings, ignored the smoke, chose the ruins of their home over the emptiness of somewhere else. Their houses sagged, yards turned to ash, but their pride would not burn. Neighbors called them stubborn, officials called them foolish, but they called it home. Today, over 60 years later, the fire still burns. Smoke still seeps from the earth. Roads remain cracked and broken. The air still smells of sulfur. Grass struggles to grow. Empty houses stand as hollow skeletons. The ground itself breathes like a wounded beast.
Scientists say it could burn for another 200 years or more.
How long will it burn? Some say 200 years. Others believe it may never stop. Centralia has become more than a fire. It's a scar, a warning, a reminder that some mistakes can never be undone. The flames don't forgive, and they don't forget. Some mistakes can never be undone. But would you walk away? Imagine this was your home. Would you fight for it or let it burn? Tell us what you'd choose in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for the next chilling story. Because the world hides more dark truths than you think.